behind this particular form is that, and especially with City Council, I know they put a lot of attention on the mayoral race, but for the neighborhood presidents and other people that are involved with neighborhood associations, they all know how important City Council is. We do most of our interaction with City Council on variances or just various things that come up, different issues that are happening. And seated here we have 20 candidates. Looks like a couple of them aren't here, but out of this group here, 5 of the 7 City Council members, starting in April, right, they're going to be our City Council members. So this is very important to us, and this is our chance to find out about these candidates so that we can decide who we're going to vote for. There's some new faces, people that I haven't met, probably people that some of you haven't met as well, and you can listen to them and hear what they have to say. So the next thing that I wanted to do is I want to acknowledge the neighborhood associations. I'm going to run through this pretty quickly, but without their help, we wouldn't get this turnout that we have here tonight. It looks like it's about, 150 people or something like that. So I wanted to just call out the names quickly. If you could just kind of stand up or whatever. The first one is Spencer Cass of Virginia Park. Spencer's in the back there. Thank you, Spencer. Spencer's been a big help promoting this and also with financial contributions to help make this happen. Margie Fraley of Culbreth Bayou, I'm not sure if she's here tonight. Al Steenson of Gandy Sunday South. Nathan Cowicott of Palmacia. Okay. Vicky Collier. All right, Vicky Collier of Bayshore Gardens. Andrea Augustine of Bayshore Beautiful. So, Andrea, okay. Jay Lenny of Culver Heights in the back there. Jeff Hunt of New Suburb Beautiful. Mike McNabb of Palmacia West. I don't believe he could make it tonight. He's got a conflict, but mention Mike. Jerry Frankhauser of Bayside West. Tom Kessler, Sally Flynn of Ballast Point. Steve Elton of Belmar Shores. Please let me know. I think I got all the neighborhoods. And I want to just quickly acknowledge the volunteers that help make this thing happen, because it's all a volunteer activity. We got the sorting committee, which is Ann Pittman is the other one that I missed. She's over there, also from Parkland Estates, and she can also. On the sorting committee, we have Ann Pittman of Parkland Estates, Nikki Collier of Bayshore Gardens, okay, and Mike Rothenberg of Sunset Park. The timekeeper is Beth Schatzberg of Culver Bayou. Ari Fitzgerald of Sunset Park. She is a special thanks to Ari because she arranged for the use of this beautiful facility. Jay Lenny of Culver Heights. He is monitoring the sound system so he can all hear us, and is also videoing and taking pictures. So thanks, Jay, very much. Lisa Williams of Sunset Park, and she's responsible for getting the food here. Carrie Ramel of Sunset Park Publicity. Ed Elsasser of Sunset Park is going to be one of the ushers. Lori Cameron of Sunset Park is another usher. Lori, oh, she's in the back. Hey, Lori. And lastly, Cynthia Schellberger of Culver Heights Photography. So thanks to all of you. at once. This is our little, sort of like a little triangle formation we got here. And what we did is we have District 4 in the front, because this is South Tampa after all. And the District 4 is the South Tampa form, that the South Tampa District. And so one of these 5 individuals will end up being our city council member. And then we have the other, I have a map that I think most of you have. We can pass this out. It's got the agenda and the map. If any of you, I'm not sure where the extras are. Do you have extras up there, Jed? So if anybody needs any more maps to keep track of who these individuals are, well, as good as you may not know. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to do was to acknowledge St. Mary's Episcopal Church for the use of this facility. This is just an amazing thing to allow us to do this. It's a great service to South Tampa and to Tampa as well. And the last thing I want to do I want to get everything rolling is to introduce the moderator, who is Jeff Patterson from News Channel 8. And he's going to come up here and explain the ground rules for the forum and get us started. So, Jeff?
I just want to explain the ground rules very briefly. I'm going to keep my remarks short because obviously we have a lot of candidates tonight and limited time. As a housekeeping note, I would just ask each one of you to please check your cell phones to make sure that we have them in a silent position, because the candidates tonight are going to be asked to keep their opening remarks to just 1 minute, and then they'll have 1 minute to answer each of the questions. I'm going to encourage all of you to write down a question, if you will. We have index cards that are available tonight. And if you would, please keep those questions to issues that these city council candidates can actually have an impact on if they take office. Because as far as the federal deficit, healthcare, immigration, not so much. Issues that affect our neighborhoods, issues that affect our local schools, issues that affect all of us in our streets and the places where we live, those are the kinds of things they'll have an impact on. We're going to start out by having the opening remarks. We're going to start here in District 4 on the far end, work our way this way, and ask each of the candidates who are sitting in the final position, if you would be so kind, after we get to the end of the row, please just put your microphone back in the holster. We'll start back on that end. We'll come this way, and the candidate here will put the microphone back in the holster. And you will have the ability, please, we encourage you actually, to candidates, stand up when you answer these questions. And wherever it is, a hard wire on these microphones. They're not wireless, so you're not going to have a great deal of mobility, but just so that the folks in the back here have an opportunity to see who you are and hear you clearly, we would ask that each of you, as we answer these questions, to stand up. We're going to start with that opening introduction of from each one of you. We'll have the questions from the audience come forward. We have a selection committee here that is going to review the questions to make sure that they are appropriate. And for each of you candidates, I'd like to point out again Beth Schatzberg. She's one of the most important people here tonight, and she's actually very good at this job. Beth and I have done this once before, and Beth is our timekeeper. And if you're on city council, this will become a critical point for you. We don't allow audience members to overshoot their time, and we're not going to allow you to overshoot your time. Why don't we start on the far end, District 4? Introduce yourself and have 1 minute for an opening remark. I'm going to get Joe to pass the microphone down to you. Thank you, Joe.
Hello everyone, I'm Dennis Myers. I'm a city council candidate for District 4 here in South Tampa. Thank you all for being here tonight. I wanted to thank the organization for putting this together, the church for having us, and you guys for attending. I'm really happy to be here. I am an Irish Catholic, a hard-working kid that grew up in Pennsylvania, in a working-class family, blue-collar folks that were taught to be raised right, the golden rule, treat people the way you want to be treated, serve your community, do the right thing. And I've carried that through. Went to law school, college, and worked my way through both all on my own, which I'm proud to say that. I think learning to work your way through school, it teaches you how to be your own person, and I certainly am that. I am an attorney by trade here in Tampa. I'm proud to say that I'm a military veteran. I served in the Gulf War, Desert Storm. A nice letter from the Secretary of the Navy showing me the northernmost American unit in Saudi Arabia. I've also been endorsed by the Tampa Police and Tampa Firefighters. I'm very proud of that endorsement. And I'm the only one in this district that can say that. I'm very proud to have it because I stand by public safety. And I want to thank you again for coming. I look forward to your questions. Thank you.
Hello everybody, Julie Jenkins, and I right experience at the right time for our city challenges coming up in years to come. I'm a corporate sales and marketing executive, former neighborhood association, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, as my neighbors know, and a business owner. For the past year, I've been out walking and hearing your concerns. And the concerns are your neighborhoods, the jobs, safety, infrastructure, and stability in our neighborhoods. I've been very active in Career Cities Neighborhood Association, Belmar Shores Neighborhood Association, and recently, I have big shoes to fill. John Dingfelder, former Councilman John Dingfelder, just endorsed our campaign, which I'm very proud to have that endorsement because I don't think it comes lightly. Thank you very much.
I want to thank the neighborhood associations for putting on this event, everybody for coming out. Tony DeSisto, City Council, District 4. I'm a husband. I have 2 wonderful children. I have an undergraduate degree in economics. I currently own and operate my own law firm, focused mostly on contract and business law. During this campaign, I've outlined a specific plan with specific proposals on how we can cut spending and deal with the budgetary issues, how we can attract jobs and make it easier for businesses to deal with the city, and how we can improve our roads and infrastructures, especially here in South Tampa. You can view this plan at tampaplan.com. There's specific proposals in there. I look forward to answering all my questions tonight and dealing with some of these issues. Thank you again for coming out.
Good evening. My name is Arin Cohen. I'm also a candidate for District 4. And I thank everyone for coming tonight to hear what all of us have to say about the future of Tampa. I was born here, and my family lives here. And I can tell you that I love living here. And most people that I know think this is just the most wonderful place in the world to live. We have sunshine and blue skies and access to beaches and all kinds of wonderful things. But we have significant challenges facing us in the coming years. The city's ad valorem tax revenue is no longer enough to support its expenses, and we are going to have to make significant cuts in the budget in the years to come. What I bring to this race is real budget-cutting experience, both in the public and private sector. I've done it as Chief Deputy Clerk of the Circuit Court. We cut our budget by 15%. We did it by going line by line through every expenditure, scrutinizing every dollar, looking for efficiencies, economies of scale, new ways of doing business. That's what the city is going to have to do, and that's what I'm going to bring to the table. Thank you very much.
Thank you to the Homeowners Associations for inviting me here this evening. My name is Joseph Citro. I'm a candidate for City Council District 4. I have more experience with the city of Tampa than all of my candidates put together. I have more experience with the city of Tampa as a magistrate for the Code Enforcement Board and as a chair for the Civil Service Board here in the city of Tampa in years than 2 of my competitors have even lived in Tampa. I am set and ready to take the next step as your city councilman. I have the experience, I have the leadership. I thank you all for allowing me to answer your questions tonight.
I'm John Miranda. I've been your city council member for the last 4 years. I've enjoyed that. I'm asking for your vote on March 1st for another 4 years. Let me tell you a little bit about John Miranda. First of all, my 2 daughters and 2 son-in-laws and 6 granddaughters live within 1 mile of where we're at today. They've attended all the schools here, Dale Wavy, Cohen, and Plant. Let me also say that I'm the only candidate who's ever given anything back. In other words, I'll be called cheap, frugal, high quality. You know what? I agree with everything they've said. The only candidate who has not taken private money from the city of Tampa was me. The only candidate who gave back a 2.8% raise in 2008 was me. The only candidate who gave back an additional 5% of his salary in 2009 was me. The only candidate that I know of that has campaign limits to contribution of $200.11 is me. I need your help on March 1st so I can make your voice heard at City Hall. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kelly Benjamin. I'm a candidate for Tampa City Council District 6. Some of you in the room can vote for me tonight, and some of you can't. I live south of San Jose. That's the boundary, in case you were wondering. I'm a 5th generation Tampa native. I turn of the 20th century. 100 years ago, my great-great-grandfather helped build West Tampa. He served as the second mayor in 1897. Today, downtown West Tampa has been neglected. There's a lot of boarded buildings. There's lacks a lot of economic development down there. We've had a representative who I respect greatly, who has served this community well since 1974, since the Nixon administration. I think this community, we're going to move forward, we have to make a change. We're facing a lot of challenges, we're facing a transition. We have to begin to attract the kind of jobs here that are going to be sustainable for economic development for our children and our children's children. Here we are, the Sunshine State. It's a stop time. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mike Suarez. I'm a candidate for Tampa City Council District 1. That's City 1. This election is about how our city council can better serve you. Over the past 4 years, I think we've seen that the economy has taken a toll on the city. And the city council, with the mayor's help, has done a pretty good job about being austere with some of our spending. I'm a lifelong Tampa resident. In fact, I lived in South Tampa for about 14 years. My wife was down here with our youngest son, and our other 2 children lived here. We believe that Tampa is a great place to live. Tampa's our home, and will continue to be our home. What we want to do is we want to try to help small businesses create jobs. We want to try and find the answers to things like high water bills, panhandling. We need your help. Please consider voting for me on March 1st. That's Mike Suarez, Tampa City Council, District 1. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Mr. Good evening. My name is Stokes. I'm the Tampa City Council person for District 3 citywide. I run for the Tampa City Council District 1. They have good news. The economy's changing. Jobs are being created. We're doing a great job. The economy's turning around. And a lot like you all, I've served on community boards, Tampa CP, the Tampa Homeowners Association. Very much like Al and you, Sarah, Ms. Quinn. I know what it's like to go on the side of the dais, asking the tough questions to council leaders about what's going on in our community. I want to work with you like I always have to get city issues done, water bills, the private development, and build projects that we don't want to do. So I've sided with you, I'm a neighborhood guy, I've done the other side of the dais, and I want to make it with you. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Curtis. Hello, everyone. My name is Tom Slaughter. I'm a registered professional engineer, and I've been involved in the design and construction of some of the largest projects in the United States, many right here in Tampa, including parts of the downtown interchange, runways at Tampa International, and even the substructure of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Now, these types of projects create jobs, good jobs, high-paying jobs, the types of jobs that we move here in Tampa. Now, as we all know, about 1 out of 5 people in Tampa need a job. 1 out of 8 folks are in danger of losing their homes, can't pay the mortgage. So we need to do something about that. We need a modern transportation system, which would include light rail. We need something to tie into the high-speed rail, which will most likely eventually be constructed. And we also need a highly educated workforce. These are the things we need in Tampa. And if I can bring my 30 years or more of private sector experience to Tampa City Council and to help balance the budget and cut costs. Thank you.
50 years ago, when my grandmother was still living in Havana, Cuba, she met a group of tourists from Tampa who rubbed her the wrong way. She told my grandfather, "The last place that I'll ever live in this world is Tampa." Well, this year marks 50 years that she's lived here. My name is Guido Maniscalco. I'm a proud Tampa native. I began my relationship with South Tampa 22 years ago when I attended Christ the King. I then attended St. John's Greek Orthodox. My father owns a business by Plant High School. I love this community and I know it well, and it would be an honor and a privilege to serve you on the City Council. Thank you.
That give me 5 more minutes, okay? My name is Rick Barcena, and I am a family man. I'm married to my wife, Sonia. start with getting my children ready for school. From school, we go to work and do all the things that I need to do to make it happen, whether it's cleaning the dishes, doing payroll, or just finding out why someone didn't show up. I'm also a Tampa man. I was born and raised here in Tampa. I live here, my heritage is here, my family is here. I am not going anywhere. I can assure you of that. And I'm running for City Council District 1. It's a citywide seat. Please consider me and voting for me. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jason Wilson. I'm running for City Council in District 3. District 3 is citywide. This is a special forum to me because I walk by this church almost every day as a kid. I went to Mabry, I went to Cohen, I went to Plant. Now my wife is probably more popular than me in this church because she's a teacher over at Plant. I've learned knocking on doors in this neighborhood because Porcelli is who people think about. She might need an election in this precinct. Tonight, you're going to hear us try to communicate a vision to you in just a few short minutes. That's very difficult for us to do. What I want you to try to listen for to communicate that vision, think about jobs, transportation, you might even hear about panhandling. But as we try to communicate that vision to you, listen for the person who has a vision for making Tampa from a great city to the great city. That's what we want in Tampa. That's what we need out of Tampa to get there. So when you listen to all of us, try to find that person who's going to be an accessible, accountable representative to you, who's going to have impeccable integrity to you. I'm an emergency medicine doctor. I have that integrity. I may have taken care of you in Tampa General. I may have taken care of one of your family members. I'm excited to have this conversation with you tonight. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Seth Nelson. I'm running for Tampa City Council District 3 because I have a 6-year-old son, and I want him to make the same decision that each and every one of you have made. And that is, you have decided to make Tampa your home. The decisions made on Tampa City Council today are going to affect his decision tomorrow and every generation in between. I only have one commitment that I've told to everybody, and I'm telling it to you this evening. First and foremost, I am going to listen. I am going to listen to you. I think there's a disconnect between our local officials and the community at large. Second, I will continue, as I always have, studying the issues and studying them from all sides because there are a lot of nuances that need to be explored that you can't get through in 30 seconds. Finally, I'm going to make open, honest, reasonable decisions. You and I may differ on those decisions. I'll give you as much time as you need to convince me why I'm wrong in a different direction to take. Once again, I'm Seth Nelson. I really look forward to discussing these issues that face our great city. Thank you.
Stranglehold here. Good evening, I'm Chris Hart, and I'm running for the countywide seat District 3, countywide, excuse me. I was a county commissioner for 8 years, did I tell you that? Let me tell you who I am. I'm a son of this community, and I grew up here. Some of you know more about me than I do in some cases. Let me talk about neighborhoods, because that's why you're here. When I returned from the Army, March 17th, I would say 1988, my wife met me in the driveway with a piece of paper. It was about the state trying to put a parole office in our neighborhood. I got 30 seconds to tell you that out of that, we started Facial Beautiful Homeowners Association. I worked with Margaret Disney. We started Dan. We started Paint Your Heart Out because of the needs of our neighbors. They couldn't help themselves, and we need to do some things in the community. I know how to build things in the community and start right here at our home. I'm Chris Hart, and I'm running for City Council. And by the way, if I'm approval, this is my business card. I don't have the others yet. We'll have them out. But Charlie, I challenge you to have one sign. No, I'm just joking. Thank you very much.
Good evening, folks. Thank you for organizing this forum tonight. My name is Michael Ciftci, and I'm running for Tampa City Council District 3 citywide. My mother is a fourth generation Floridian, and my father's an immigrant to this country. So I'm blessed with a heritage. It helps me understand what makes our community great and why people come here from all over the world. Tampa's future is our challenge, and we deserve better. We deserve better. We've got to win the future. But we've got got to get folks on the city council that work hard for us. What I'd like to do is I'd like to make the Tampa City Council District 3 office a customer service desk for our constituents. I don't ever want to hear that if you've got that $1 million high water bill, that it's your fault. I don't ever want to hear that it's your fault. I want you to call my office, give me those stuff cases, and I'll go down to City Hall, and I'll sit with those folks, and I'll say, how can I help you sort this out? I want to be your customer service desk, because I think that City Council folks need to be doing more than one meeting on Thursdays, or even a couple meetings a week. The other thing we need to do is we need to get Tampa back to work. Thank you.
Thank you to our neighborhood associations for putting this event together. It takes a lot of hard work to put this together. I appreciate the opportunity. My name is Scott Strepina. I'm a candidate for Tampa City Council District 2, which is not only South Tampa, but the entire city of Tampa. I'm your neighbor. I live on San Pedro with my wife and our child on San Pedro. Roosevelt Elementary is literally in my backyard. My background is in accounting and finance and as a small business owner here in Tampa. I worked for Coca-Cola Enterprises for 6 years as an accounting manager. I understand complex financial statements. I've built budgets. I've been held accountable to forecasts. I've streamlined processes. I've streamlined departments. And I'm looking to bring that skill set to the City Council. I think it's important. I've been endorsed by the Tampa Police. I've been endorsed by the Tampa Firefighters. And over the last 12 months on this campaign, I've knocked on over 3,000 doors. I see a lot of familiar faces out here tonight. I appreciate speaking with you at your doorstep, and I appreciate your support. I need your vote on March 1st. Again, my name is Scott Strepina, candidate for Tampa City Council, District 2. Thank you.
My name is Susan Wall, and I'm running for Tampa City Council District 2. Those of you who have heard of me or seen my signs think of me as the no panhandling lady, which I am, but that's not all of it. I have 3 degrees in finance. I have 3 degrees in statistics. I have sat in City Council meetings that struggle with statistical reports and misinterpret what they were being told. I have watched City Council work with or try to work on the budget, which is what anybody on City Council is going to do. If you think it's bad this year, wait till next. Property taxes are down phenomenally. It's going to get worse. With my degrees in finance and statistics, I think I can provide a lot of advantages. I think it's important to keep neighborhoods strong, to keep the streets walkable and bikeable. I think it's important to get the budget so that we can live with what we have. And I think there are a lot of solutions, and I think I have the ability to do that. I look for your vote on March 1st. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. I would also like to point out that Mary Mulhern, who is currently on our City Council, wanted to be here tonight, but she had an emergency dental procedure, so she could not attend. And so her apologies on the behalf. Also, I have one housekeeping thing. If you own a white SUV with a Marine Corps sticker and the tag X46, I believe it's 5AG, it's important for you to know that I have jumper cables. Because your kids are on. And I really do. I'd rather not